Welcome to another episode of Luminous Recaps. In today's episode, we share experiences on the menace of drug and alcohol abuse. The menace of drug and alcohol abuse has reached alarming proportions. What is going on? What can we do? Will we succeed? What are the measures we can put in place as communities, as families, as friends, as relatives, as colleagues to stamp this menace out of our lives? As we reflect on the repercussions of this deadly practice, let us picture a young addicted woman or man, helpless before friends and relatives, living only for the moment, living in dreamland, enjoying only the moment when he takes the substances. That is a pathetic life. That is a life we cannot wish for any of our children. Because we can't wish it on anyone, it becomes apparent, it becomes imperative for us to do something about it. Older men and older women, young men and young women, and children of school-going age are all hooked onto this menace. The children who are living on the streets are also involved in drug and alcohol abuse. These are the signs of a growing problem as society continues to slide towards anarchy. Identifying a problem is one thing, finding a solution is another. Who should join in this fight? In one of the parliament sessions in 2022, Themba Mliswa, a renowned parliamentarian, made an important contribution to the subject. In the video which was doing rounds on social media, he urged fellow legislators, central government, and all arms of society to do something about the crisis. That was a noble gesture, and we commend it. Where are the aunts, uncles, grannies, cousins, fathers, mothers, siblings, colleagues? All we hear is silence. Does that mean we condone the actions of those who take drugs and other substances? Do we as individuals or as communities understand the magnitude of the problem? Where are the men of God? Where are the women of God? Where are the seers of society? Why the indifference to the suffering of many? Where are the communal outreach programs? Hypocrisy, one of the outstanding writers, Festus Iyai, once said, is a kind of violence. We salute the police for visiting schools. Teams from the police are visiting areas such as Southampton and Highfield. A big thumbs up to Southampton police. Their campaign in Highfield, especially in the Machipisa area to be specific, targeted youths and learners in schools in particular. If only they could be given more resources. We acknowledge some business people who are joining hands by providing cash and transport to members of the police force. This kind of social responsibility is commendable, the primary motive being to rid society of the menace. A disturbing trend is there are certain areas that are known to be havens of peddlers and distributors. More focus should be on such areas, and investigations on prominent people should be scaled up. I strongly believe that legislation should be stricter. We cannot allow our children's future to be destroyed by individuals with selfish motives. The motive of amassing wealth through selling drugs and alcohol smuggled into the country or substances that are produced locally. Our children cannot be sacrificial lambs in the search of money. Why have we subverted human traits and tainted with blood money? The culture of impunity is slowly creeping its way into society. Should such a thing be allowed? Impunity should be a thing of the past. We can't hide behind influential people when committing crime. That is evil, to say the least. As communities, we are defined through our priorities. If ours are to make money by any means, then we are doomed. We can't have our cake and eat it too. The Machiavellian tactics of getting money by any means is nauseating. Surprisingly, what we hear from many quarters are mere rhetorics and no action. It behoves everyone to pull in the same direction, or else tears we will always invite and pain we will always brace for. There have been videos on the social media of youths who are openly smoking on a joyride. That is unacceptable. Such behavior should be condemned in the strongest terms, and police should take action. As we move in the central business district, we see people openly sipping from their illegal bottles as if it is legal. That kind of temerity tells a story of its own. They are so audacious as if they're daring the police to arrest them. There has been a proliferation of drugs from across the borders of our neighboring countries. For example, from Mozambique, Malawi, South Africa. This is a disturbing trend. Who is bringing all these illegal substances into the country? Theories are awash in communities of people saying that long-distance truck drivers are part of the problem. The other problem that has been identified is the problem of influential people. These are the people who are making money, driving flashy cars. Yet, on another end, they are contributing to the death of our youths. Youths that are addicted to different types of drugs and alcohol. Which exactly are the common drugs and alcohol in the country at present? Depending on the area in which the people are found, these are some of the common drugs that have been found exchanging hands in the country. One of the common drugs that is found on our streets and in different areas is crystal meth. There have also been cases of people abusing other forms of substances such as bronclear, such as ecstasy, such as cocaine, and in some cases mandrax and codeine. People living in areas that are far off the urban areas also use cachaso. There are illegal breweries that are sprouting all over, and this finds itself into communities and compounds. We have heard of Guka, we have heard of Dombo, we have heard of Kamha. These are drugs and types of alcohol that are doing rounds in the country. The growing of cannabis is also on the rise. In some cases, people have found growing cannabis even in church premises, in their gardens, in the farming areas, all sorts of places. And when the police discover them, whoever the peddlers are, those faceless and nameless people should be dealt with. The long arm of the law should catch up with them and rid society of a menace that is destroying young lives. Old people are giving in to depression and stress, problems in marriage, unemployment, the general economic decline. These are some of the problems that are driving towards drug and alcohol abuse. There is need to step up the issue of rehabilitation. Some young people can be saved. It's never too late. Take our children for rehabilitation, but are the rehabilitation facilities available? That is the million-dollar question. For those who are privileged, it is important to give back to society. One way of giving back to society would be the building of rehabilitation centers, the creation of employment for young people, the creation of areas where young people can have recreation. These are important things that can be done. Arrest on its own will not solve the problem. You arrest 10 today, tomorrow 10 join in. Schools are no longer safe. Even church premises can be used, have been known to be used for peddling drugs. There have been people openly talking about their previous addiction. That is a positive move. But there are questions associated with that. People have asked, have these people changed? Are they new people? Are they immune to temptation? These are questions we cannot answer because of the secrecy associated with the business. As we wind down today's episode, We would like to look at some of the outstanding effects of drug and alcohol abuse. One of the biggest challenges associated with drug and alcohol abuse is addiction. And once one is addicted, it becomes very difficult for him to relate well with others. This leads to a host of other problems related to it. Other effects of drug and alcohol abuse include illness. Some people develop liver cirrhosis, some end up with cancer. Drug and alcohol abuse also affects the mind, leading to mental retardation, therefore diminished performance, especially for those who are at school or at work. Violence also comes into relationships, resulting in divorce or separation. Drug and alcohol abuse has also been linked to the rise in criminal activities such as theft, robbery, rape, and some people end up in committing suicide. All these effects underline the fact that drugs and alcohol have had a negative impact on our society. The moral fiber is loose, functionality is in doubt, and society is experiencing discord. As human beings, as friends, as relatives, as business people, as schools, and various arms of society, we need not only condemn drug and alcohol abuse, take a proactive role towards solving the problem. We are our children's keeper. Let's make their lives safe. Let's make their schools safe. Let's make their homes safe by nipping the problem in the bud. It's our responsibility collectively, and together we can make it.
What we've done today is just an awareness campaign. The roadblock was meant to educate the general citizens on the plight of drugs within Harare province. As you know, Harare province has now become a haven of drug lords. This is our response to the drug lords as Harare metropolitan province. We are fed up, and the citizens are also fed up. And together with the Zimbabwe Public Police, we have basically responded not only by raising more awareness, but also by setting up strategic points during this operation where we'll be able to basically intercept. As you saw today, we've captured a number of drug lords. We're actually transporting using passenger vehicles, using commuter omnibuses. But we'd like to continue appealing to the general citizens within Harare Metropolitan Province. People should not be afraid. Please go to your nearest police station, report, even if it's your neighbor, people that you know that are trading in drugs. We know that drug lords are now using high-density suburbs and safe havens. They are targeting from as low as 10 years old to 40 years and 45 years. They are targeting even school children, school going, especially high school. And we are also appealing to all headmasters and headmistresses, principals within the province to please report any signs that children might be taking drugs within schools. We are keen to end this pandemic, this evil which has come into our society, and we are hoping that together with the media fraternity, together with all stakeholders, we can finally win and chase out this evil out of our homes. It's quite depressing what is happening right now, but we can assure the general public that the Zimbabwe Republic Police, ably led by the Provincial Minister of State's Office, we're going to do everything within our power to ensure that we protect the citizens against drugs.